places like the Hotel Roanoke or any private venues, but yet and still they couldn't lay their heads there or they couldn't dine there. So they would come over to the Dumas. And the people had business back in the time, in that day, second to none but Black Wall Street. That we had everything that we needed. We were a self-sustaining part of society. Successful. And you always knew that you could go to your people, trust your people, get what you needed. It was like that big family affair. And when, as was said, and we will have some more information about that, the history, on Saturday, because we want people to see what it is going to be. We're going to take all these fragile pieces and put them back together to make it whole again. So we are going to have that Stone Soul picnic. We're going to have information booths. We're going to have the history exploited again so people can see what it was all about. We're going to have some of the actual people who walked these streets and who demonstrated to save it before, because this is kind of like our second time around. And in that, I'm in it wholeheartedly, and I know that we're thanking you for getting the word out. Much better than we could just by word of mouth of one friend to another. It's very important because we find in the city of Roanoke that it seems strange that something big is going on, but the people don't know anything about it. We were kind of astounded at how many people we have met in the last couple of days that didn't know anything about what's going on. So when we say they're selling the Dumas, oh, that's impossible. That can't be so. That some person from out of town or a private entity could come and take this last landmark we have of our legacy, Henry Street, the legacy, that First Street, the yard, everything about what Black people were about. If you look at the way it is now, we actually do not have in this city a Black venue for sociability. And so it's not saying that we're saying being Black is different, greater, better than, less than, or anything. But it's just in a society that's balanced, you have to represent all the people. And we are a people in this segment that's underrepresented. So this is what we're doing. We are buying back the rights to our legacy. And we want this to be unique, which we're not exactly the pioneers of it, but to say it's going to be owned by the community. As was this area, owned by the community. We simply want our piece of the rock. What do you think about this, Darlene?
Well, you know, when you said that, it kind of reminded me of a story with my oldest son. And he graduated from high school, and we were thinking about college, and I kept giving him these ideas because I wanted him to go to different colleges. And he said to me, he said, "Mama," he said, "I've got to have something Black." And at that point, I didn't understand it, but for him, it was he could not do without having to be around Black. And so we began to look for that entity. So he ended up going to Hampton. But, so it was kind of an eye opener for me, you know, as to where we were and where we need to get back to.
You know,
we have children, we have grandchildren. We need to bring them back to their roots. We need to put them back in some history. We need to get them to understand that, you know, they have a legacy. You know, that we worked hard to leave them a legacy, as did my grandmother work to leave me a legacy, and probably her grandmother before that. So, you know, that's what we're going to do.
And being respectful to our ancestors. You know, when we think about the footsteps that we walk in now, we're not the first. They have paved the way for us. And looking back at how they too struggled to have that. It was not easy, and we know that historically. But to say that we are honoring them in keeping their legacy alive, celebrating our culture, And we have to do this. You know, you can imitate anything,
Right.
but you don't really feel comfortable and good and successful until you're being you.
Right.
So we have to get us back together.
Certainly.
And that's why I'm in it wholeheartedly. And the fact that just taking the name of what it is, what it was as the Dumas Hotel, and what it is as the center, that name is supposed to be an identity,
Yes.
not just a replica of, but the real deal.
Yes.
And when it says the Dumas Center of Artistic and Cultural Development, that's what it's about.
Yes.
Great artists.
Yes.
And we still have so many beautifully talented young people in this
Yes,
area
yes,
right
yes.
now. They need the venue.
Yes.
They need the expose.
Yes,
they
they
need all
do.
that. And we want to continue to give them what they need as it was given to us. And when we say culture, Roanoke itself is so vast in culture.
Yes.
So rich. So we're not saying we don't want to celebrate with everybody else's culture.
Right.
We do. But we also want to know that ours is represented adequately.
Yes, indeed.
So it's all about the love, and we are one.
Yes.
When we think about the unity and oneness of creation, each and every one of us means something. So that's why we came up with our slogan and our drive. Each dollar donated is one share. And we mean that.
Yes.
Buy into your legacy.
Yes, y'all.
Don't complain about what happens, especially if you didn't do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is what we're doing. So people, come on out.
Right. And you know, there's a lot of things that are going to be happening on Saturday. You know,
Okay.
when you start to plan an event, you look on your calendar and you don't see anything. So you think yes. And then as time goes on, it starts to looking around and there's a lot of things going on. But we wanted to encourage the people that we understand that there are other things that will be happening Saturday. But we want to say to the people in the community in this Roanoke is that the very reason that we are here come Saturday, July 1st, beginning at 11 o'clock on Henry Street, is to bring a notice or bring the people back to understanding that this is where we as a Black began.
Yes.
And to let them know that we're making a stand here on Henry Street at the Dumas.
Yes.
Not for us, because you know what, if you look at me, my time is about up. But I do have children and I
Yes.
have grandchildren, and I'm making a stand for my children
Okay.
and my grandchildren. And I'm hoping that the people that will come on July 1st, that they will show up anyway. That they
Yes.
will make an effort to at least come to see what we're doing and understand
Right.
why we're doing it here. So yes, at 11 o'clock we will begin right here on Henry Street. We got vendors, we got tables for you to sit and eat. We've got the food vendors ready to bring out the best that they have in their food trucks.
Okay.
We have other vendors that have things that they're selling or they want you to look at or be a part of. We have music going on the outside all day long. We have the music for the old crowd. We have the music for the middle crowd. We tried to cover it all. And then on the inside that day, inside the Dumas, we try to do different things to let the community know, yes, these are the things that we're going to be doing once we get in the Dumas. Okay. We're going to have plays, and we're going to have music, and we're going to have the different groups to come in and study. We're going to have art, and we're going to have those things that are supposed to be in here right now. Okay. And then later on in the evening, we've gone back and to our roots once again, and we're bringing in Roanoke's very own Adrian Crutchfield.
Yeah.
That is our home boy, as you would call him back in the day.
Come on home, Adrian.
Home boy. And
yes, doing great
he has
things.
decided that he wanted to help us to save the Dumas.
Thank you,
So,
Adrian.
Adrian, we give a shout out to you if you're listening.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
say to your mom and to your dad,
yeah.
thank you for sharing. Thank you for bringing him up into this place where he is now. And that concert will go on Adrian will start actually at 8:30. But before that, we have other groups coming on. We have Nefertaria Hash is
Hey,
going to
Neff.
be out there giving us some taste of where she's come to. And we have a couple of other bands, I think, that's going to be out there to do some things that night. So we've gone from inside entertainment, outside entertainment. We've covered you in every area out there, people.
We just wanted to come and get that love.
Yes,
we got
this is
you
for all
covered.
ages.
For everybody.
All
You
ages.
feel us for everybody.
Yes.
Roanoke City,
Yes.
turn
Yeah,
Okay.
So we're going to turn up on Saturday, July 1st. I mean, we've got everything that you could think of. We bought it to Henry Street, okay? Because this is what we're going to do. We are actually taking back what belongs to the community.
Yes.
Okay? So don't sit at home and say, oh, you know what? Get on up. Roll on out here. I don't care how you come. If you have to roll in your wheelchair, come on. We got a table.
Right to
Come
school.
on.
We got a table for you.
Yes,
We-
grandson to
that's
roll you on
right.
down.
That's right.
And feel free to do just like we did back in the day.
Back in the day.
All us sister girls know. I know them brothers did it too. Put on their finest frocks
Okay.
and just stroll down Henry Street.
Oh,
Yes.
On the yard.
on the yard.
On the
So feel
yard.
free to get dressed, do it your best.
On the
Come
yard,
on out and
people.
like we get that love. on.
Yes,
let's
yeah.
get back the yard. Let's
The
bring
yard,
it back.
yeah.
The yard.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody knows
Everybody
that
come on
about
out.
the yard.
The yard, we bringing
I
it
want to see
back.
everybody young and old to come on out, enjoy these good vibes and the good sessions we're going to have at the Dumas event. And I want to thank you ladies for your spirit and your contributions to the community.
Certainly.
Love you've been
We
giving us.
thank you and we thank you all.
Yes.
Being the young entrepreneurs that you are.
Oh,
That's
thank
right.
you,
With
ladies.
your black business.
Hey.
Yes.
And y'all remember where y'all heard it right here, 540 Radio. It's 540 Live at the Dumas.
The
At the
Dumas.
Dumas.
Yes, y'all. Let's grow.